All right. Hello everyone, and welcome back. So today, before we start, I do want to tell you that we are joined by the birds, so headphone check. Please make sure your volume is not too terribly loud, just in case they decide to give you their side of the input and start yelling. But we are now going to get started with the round of air, fire, earth, water readings. So please take what resonates, leave what does not. These are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. The nature portals have been kind of finicky today. I tried this once and dropped half the deck. So yeah, there's that. Got that going for me today. But without further ado, we are going to get started, and we're going to start with air signs. Air signs, how are you? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Like I said, these are general readings, so they may not resonate. And that happens. You know, I can't hit all the spectrums all the time, but that doesn't mean that something else on my channel isn't here for you. Thank you all to my new subscribers. I very much appreciate you all. I also appreciate the subscribers who have been with me from the beginning. Let's not forget about them. But alright, air signs, let's see where we're going. Let's see what wants to come through. I'm going to give these one more shuffle. Alright, let's split them. We'll split them here. Do it here. Wonderful. Alright, underneath. The lightning bugs. Fireflies. Few different words for wherever you are located, but I love those. I love that energy. The spider. The spider is here. Okay. Being free, everything's connected. Oh, and the hummingbirds. I like this energy, and the reason why I like this energy is because the lightning bugs, fireflies, depending on what you want to call them. In this particular energy, it makes me think of a childhood memory where we were told we could capture the lightning bugs, but at the end of the night we had to let them go. We had to. And I almost feel like this is now the end of the night and you are being released. You are the lightning bugs in this energy and you are now flying back to where you belong. You are being set free in a manner of speaking. With the spider here tells us that everything is connected. That's the first thing I think of when I think of this card. I also think of, what's home for the spider is chaos to the fly. That's for some of you. That's not for all of you. That's for some of you. I feel like things may have gotten tangled. Things may have intertwined and interconnected. Interesting. We'll look more into this. And then we've got the hummingbird energy. The hummingbird energy makes me think of that old folklore. Is it folklore? Or what was it, a wives' tale? I don't remember. But it was that every time you see a hummingbird, a angel is riding on its back. So with this energy, overall, I do see it as a positive energy. I don't see it as a negative. Depending on which side of the spectrum you land with the spider. But either way, even if you fall on that negative side of things are kind of messy, they're starting to blend together, they're starting to get connected, I do feel as though that you are working your way out of that energy, and I do feel as though your spirit guides are here to help you. So air signs, this is very interesting. It's very interesting because when I think of air signs, I think of the King and Queen of Swords, clarity. It's interesting that this would show up for the air signs. Now, I'm not surprised that you're working your way out of it, but I'm just surprised that things have blended together or connected in a way that we didn't really see possible. And sometimes it happens. Sometimes we are blinded to the bigger picture because we have lessons ourselves that we need to learn. So we're going to take a closer look at this. I'm actually going to pull this a little bit differently than what I would normally. I'm going to split it here. Alright. Please clarify the fireflies, the lightning bugs, the things that are being released from the jar. The Three of Wands. Judgment. And the Hanged Man. Okay. I can definitely see that. You might be turning your back on something or someone, something that may have been confining you. Seeing things from a different perspective, and that would probably be why the spider is here, because if you were contained, if you were trapped, things got tangled. Things got tangled really badly. Spider for me, please. The Page of Swords. Oh, clarity. Thank you. 9 of Pentacles. I like that. 10 of Cups. I like this energy. This tells me that you know that you deserve better. You deserve better. And you know that. You deserve more than the box that they're trying to fit you into. It's very interesting. Didn't I do a reading about a box? The one that jumped was the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm going to put that there. I'll come back to that. Hummingbird. We got the 8 of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. Absolutely. Yep. The Emperor. That's interesting. So that would explain the 6 of Pentacles and why that's there. Before I go on, I did do a reading. What was it? It was about a box. And I think I told you to shove that box up somebody's ass. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I really did tell you to shove that. Yeah. There's no reason for you to be contained in a box. I feel as though that with the 6 of Pentacles, with the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles, along with this Page of Swords, I feel as though that you were lacking a... Okay. For the sake of me trying to find a solution for this, essentially you need to grow a backbone. And I know I don't want that to be misconstrued the wrong way, because I can already hear the air signs yelling at me. Please don't yell at me. What I'm saying is if you would have spoken your truth when things were starting to kind of box you in, I do feel as though that some of this could have been avoided. Clarify this Page of Swords for me, please. Strength card. The Hierophant. The 2 of Pentacles. And the Page of Cups. I do feel as though that this clarity, if you would have had a sense of direction, I don't feel as though it would have gotten this bad. It's almost like people-pleasing tendencies is what I'm getting. It's almost like people have come and asked you, hey, do this for me, and you don't have the heart to tell them no, because somewhere in your wheelhouse of thinking, you have decided that you owe them, they deserve this. There's some sort of attachment here, and I feel it. I feel as though that you feel as though that you owe them, or, you know, they were there for me in my darkest times, and that's not a problem. It's not a problem to want to be there for other people, but at the same time, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't help someone swim if you yourself are drowning. And that's what I'm getting with this energy. I feel as though that you are trying to get everybody else to a lifeboat, that now you're exhausted and now you were starting to drown. But I do feel as though that the higher powers are stepping in. I do feel as though you will inevitably get on that lifeboat. I don't know why we're now talking about lifeboats, but I do feel as though that you will get to where you need to be. But I feel with this 8 of Pentacles, it makes me feel as though that this was a lesson for you. This was something that you had to go through. 4 of Pentacles, because you were stuck. You were stuck. You were wrapped up tight real good. Tangled in that spider's web. But the universe needed you to get tangled. That way you could see the bigger picture and how things were so messed up and how stuck you really were. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. And that's all this is giving me. It's not... With the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor here, you are going to step into some really high vibrational energy. But that's kind of where this energy stops. It's almost like they're not going to tell me the next chapter because right now you need to be focused on this. You need to be focused on your happiness, what's going to make you feel good, 9 of Pentacles. You need to work on this 10 of Cups, the end result, that end game, and you also need to start stepping into your power. Queen of Pentacles, Emperor. You do. Zodiac signs that I see, air signs, you could be surrounded by some of these. You could be dealing with some of these, depending on the situation. We've got Scorpio, Gemini, Leo, Taurus, Aries, and that's it. One more time. Scorpio, Gemini, Leo, Taurus, and Aries. You could be dealing with one of those signs. You could be surrounded by one of those signs. I almost feel like the air sign or the Scorpio, so Gemini or Scorpio, I almost feel as though they're trying to help you, considering it falls under the lightning bugs, but I feel as though the other signs that I called out, I feel as though that you could very well be dealing with those. They could be the reason that you're stuck in that situation. So let's see where we're going. Let's see what wants to come through. This was kind of sideways there, air sign. I'm especially with Aquarius. Like, Aquariuses are themselves, they rock it by themselves, they're very innovative, and it's very interesting that they would almost allow this type of energy to kind of wrap them up in. It's very interesting. What you got? Not for you. Right off the jump. Yep. You know this energy is not for you. This is not where you belong. But now the question is where do you belong? No place like home. Well, if you know where you don't want to be, you're that much closer to knowing what you do want. It's almost like Clue. I've been playing Clue recently. So you know how you start to tell who's got what cards. Well, obviously, if you know who's got what cards, you know what cards are not there, and that leads you to the answers, and it's very interesting. So I almost feel like that is something that people don't quite grasp when I say that. When you know what you don't want, you're that much closer to know what you do want. And vice versa. If you know what you want, you know what you don't want. So keep that in mind while working through this energy. Treasure Island. Very beautiful. I love how it falls underneath this hummingbird. I do feel as though you are going to be discovering treasure with this. You needed to learn something here. It was about the lesson. I really don't feel like it was here to hurt you. It was more about the lesson. We got to be fair. Universe is trying to rebalance you back out. Trying to get you to see that bigger picture energy. Because again, it's very interesting that air signs, and with me being an air sign and the gifts that I have, and this may just be me talking, I'm very clear. I generally have a very good sense of what is around me, and I don't like getting tangled up, so it's interesting that that would show up that way. Very interesting. And I may not be dealing with an Aquarius, but the King of Swords does show up underneath. Gemini is also here too. So just food for thought. Just something to think about. But this is what I have for you, air signs. I really, really hope this helped. Just know that you are in the middle of a lesson. And the lesson is not the fact that you are wrapped up in all of this. It just wanted you to see how a lack of your self-worth could cause you to end up in particular circumstances and particular places where you don't want to be. So just keep that in mind going forward, okay? Okay. All right, air signs, this is what I have for you. I really, really hope this helped, and I will see you all again later. Bye, guys.